Hello all. Today we'll learn about loops and iterations in C programming. Okay. First of all, let us try to understand what are loops and what is the need for us to use loops. Okay. Suppose you have some program and in your program you have some statements. Suppose these are your statements that will execute. And now execute these statements and this and this and this. But these certain statements, set of statements, suppose you execute this statement, then this statement, then this statement, then this, then this, then this, but then this again, this again, and 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 this again. So these statements you want to use execute again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So these are called loops or iterations. Okay, so this is what we have to learn: how to get certain statements in the program repeat again and again and again. Okay. Now in C there are three type of loops that we use. C programming, you have while loop, you have do while loop, and you have for loop. Three type of loops you have in C. Okay, so I will tell you about while loop first. Here, while loops, how it works. Okay, very first thing, out of the while loop and the do while loop and the for loop, out of the three loops, which loop you execute and when? Okay, well, while loops are those loops that are executed when you don't know how many times you will iterate. Okay, like you don't know how many times you have to iterate. I said that here certain statements has to be repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated. But suppose there is a scenario that you don't know that these statements will repeat and repeat and repeat how many times. You don't know. So when you don't know how many times to repeat, you use while loop. So you can say that this is while loops used when we do not know that how many times we iterate through the loop. Okay, it's then we use while, and while works like this. When you work with while, we use the keyword while. Then there will be condition. Now this condition is similar to the conditions that you've used in if-else, in which you use the relational operator less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. Yeah? You compare, the result is boolean true or false, boolean 1 is true, boolean 0 is false, all these things. Now immediately after this you have flower brackets here. Inside the flower brackets from here to here, maybe you will have some statements. And many such statements. Now this is your condition. Let us try to understand this. This is condition. It evaluates to true or false. In C we have said if the condition was true, then execute the next block, and execute the next block only once. But here, if the condition is true, until unless the condition is true, unless the condition is true. Control will keep iterating through the loop. Okay. Now what I mean to say, if had it been if, then it would check the condition. Okay, condition is true, so execute this block and go away. But in file, what happens? If the condition is true, then execute the statements, then go back to the beginning of while and recheck the condition. If the condition is true again, then execute the statements again and again go to the beginning of loop. If the condition is true again, then execute the statements again, then again go to the beginning of loop. If the condition is false now, then you go out of the loop and execute the next statement from here onwards. Okay, this is how while works. Let me show you an example, through an example, how it works. I'll take a very simple example. VIM while.c. In this program, I write the main function. Main will always return integer int main on Linux, and it will return 0 always. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll take a number n, integer n, and then I will say printf main function begin. Okay. Or main function end. In between this, I will have while. No, I will have a prompt for the user first, and the prompt will say enter a number, and the number that is entered will be stored in the integer variable that you have declared, address of n. Okay, then you'll say while n is greater than 0. Suppose you have entered n as 10, so 10 is greater than 0. So unless it is greater than 0, the while condition is true. If the while condition is true, then you will print what? You will print iteration number percentage %d, and you will print the value of say I. Take I. And will initialize the value of I is equal to 1. Then I press. Now what happens? Look at this program. It starts from here. Main begin, fine. Enter number, you enter a number n, maybe 10, fine. Then you make I is equal to 1, and while n is greater than 0, yes, it is greater than 0, it is 10 right now. So you go inside this loop. You say iteration number, value of I, 1. Increment I to 2, you come here. Then you go to the beginning of loop. N is greater than 0. Oh, we have to decrement n minus minus. This time the n is now 9. So you come to the beginning of loop. N is 9 now. So, and 9 is greater than 0, yes. You come here, iteration number 2. Sorry, 1. It was 1 earlier, okay. So it had printed 1, it was incremented and made 2. So it says it is 2, fine. Iteration and decrement, and decremented from 10 to 9 to 8. 8 is greater than 0, like this it will go on. Okay, let me execute this and show it to you how it works. Here, GCC, your program, compiled and executed. There it is. Enter a number, say 10. Enter. There it is. Iteration number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Printed. You understand? Any question? Yes, Hashim, tell me. Okay, very good. So this is how it works. Let me take another example. Let us take another example. We had written a program earlier, okay, like this. This switch, program number 5. Here we are, program number 5. In this program, we have a switch statement where we say enter 2 arithmetic operations. After that, we use switch and then we generate the result. This we did in the last class. I hope everybody remember this. What I'll do this time now, I will put this in a loop. Okay, I will put loop here. While 1. 1 means always true. And everything I'll put in the while loop. Till here. Now this is a while loop. From here to here, everything is in the while loop. Now in the while loop, you will say enter 2 numbers, and then you'll say enter arithmetic operator. Depending on what operator you have entered, you will go to appropriate case and find the result. After finding the result, you will print the result. After printing the result, you would ask, do you want to do another operation? Do you want to do another operation? No. Let us have one more case. Case X. Okay, if the case is X, means the operator, instead of operator plus, minus, divide, multiply, modulus, if you enter X, then you will come to this case, and in this case you will do exit 0. Okay, so exit 0 means exit the program. You will go out of your program. Okay, you will be out of your program. So if you want to exit out of the program, you have to press X, then this will be printed. Otherwise, see, everything is in an infinite while loop. It will keep on executing and executing and executing and executing forever, and it will never stop. Okay, let us try this program to give you understanding about how it is working. Okay, include stdlib. We have to include stdlib.h for exit function. compiled successfully and executed. Enter two numbers. I say 22 and 11. It says enter arithmetic operator plus enter. So it says 22 plus 11 33. फिर बोलता है enter two numbers. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to program. Enter arithmetic operation this. एक और statement देते हैं. और enter x to exit program. ठीक है. Now we try this. Compile and run. Enter two numbers 22, 11. Enter arithmetic operator or enter x to exit program. Okay. I say plus. है ना? Enter two operators. I say minus. देखा आपने? ये लूप की वजह से हो रहा है. All the statements are repeating because of loop. Enter two numbers 55, 22. Multiply. ठीक है ना? Enter two numbers 44, 12. Divide. It gives you 44 divided by 12 is equal to 3. Well, it should have been 3 point something. We'll see that now. So enter two numbers. I say 66 and I say 12. So it says 66, 12. Enter arithmetic operator modulus. 66 mod 12, the remainder is 6. Enter two numbers 55, 33. Enter operator, I say x. Exit the program. So until unless you entered x, you were executing in the while loop continuously. Did you notice that? The while condition. Conditions are similar to if condition, or you can put one straight away for infinite loop. This is how while loops work. Any queries? Sorry. Look at this, another example. Just now we have seen while loop. So let me give you a little elaboration about this. First, what will happen about this condition? The condition would be evaluated. If true, if the condition turns out to be true, then the block statements are executed. All the statements in the block. What are the block statements? These are block statements. This happens first. Then the condition is evaluated again. Okay, and the statements are executed again. So this will repeatedly keep checking the condition it will repeatedly keep checking the condition until and unless the conditions are true. The statement block keeps executing. Okay, that is how while work. Another variation in while is do while. Do while. It works like this. Do. After that there is a block opening, and inside the block there are statements. Okay, and block is over, then you have while here, while, and after while you have condition. So the difference is, here the condition was in the beginning. If the condition was true, then the statements were executed. Whereas, listen carefully, in do, first the statements will be executed and then the condition will be checked. How it works is, first the statement block would be executed. Okay, comma. Then the condition will be checked. Okay, then if the condition is true, then the statement block is executed again. This goes on repeatedly. This goes on repeatedly until the condition is true. जब तक कंडीशन ट्रू है तब तक ये लूप चलता रहेगा. इन दोनों में सबसे बड़ा फर्क तो ये हुआ, द कंडीशन वॉज इन द बिगिनिंग, हियर द कंडीशन इज इन द एंड. So here, until unless the condition is true, if the condition is true, then only you will go inside the statement block. Here, first the statement block will be executed, then the condition will be evaluated, and if the condition is true, then it will be executed next time. So the statements are guaranteed to be executed at least once, even if the condition becomes false. Okay. So this is do while, and what we saw earlier was while. Okay, just have a look at this, how the do while is implemented. Here we have a program in which we have a loop here. Don't concentrate on the whole program. See this. Do starts. And this whole thing is a statement block. And towards the end you have the while character is not equal to \n. Okay. This is a very interesting program. We'll implement this program now. Yeah. Similar program. We'll call it getChar.c. Start. We have to use stdlib for exit. Int main. Main is the entry point in the program. It will always return integer, and therefore you will return 0. So here we define a string char. Okay, a character ch. Okay. Now I start to while character not equal to \n, means until unless you encounter a \n, until unless the character is not equal to \n, condition is true, so you keep on iterating. When the character will be equal to \n, condition will become false and you will go out of the loop. Here we say printf hello, and when we'll come out of while loop, then here towards the end we'll say bye for now. Okay, so in between these two you'll have this loop, do while loop. In do while loop we'll be using getChar. Now what is this getChar? Have a look at this getChar. Info getChar. Info pages are used to see the C library functions. So we'll look at the function called getChar. getChar, here it is. So it's a library function. Is a C library function. It reads a character. It is used to read a character from stdin, that is standard input stream. Standard input stream, I told you that you always read the data. Suppose this is your process context. Your process context will have 0, 1, 2, 3 file descriptors. This is input file descriptor, and you'll have a stream connected to this, and a stream connected to this, and a stream connected to this. You will have 3 streams, data channels. This is standard input stream. Okay. So when you do getChar, a character, single character is read from here and put in some variable here. So if you look at getChar here, getChar returns integer. This integer is the integer ASCII value of the character that you have read. So in our program, getChar will read a character from the keyboard and we will store it in ch. GetChar will read a character from keyboard. Okay, modify. GetChar will read a character from standard input stream and store it in the character ch. Then we'll check if character is equal to \n. No, forget it. Printf. ch is equal to %c. You'll print the value of ch. Okay. Then check if the ch was \n, then you get out of the program. How will the \n come? Suppose you enter some character here, some characters in this stream. You enter a character, another character, another character, another character. Then you press enter. When you press enter, this enter will give you two characters actually. The enter is a combination. This is enter key. This is a combination of two characters, \n and \0. So the moment \n will be read first, getChar will in a loop while keep on repeating, read this character, while loop, read this character, while loop, read this character, while loop, read this character, while loop. एंटर है \n \0. सो \n पहले उठाएगा, एक कैरेक्टर उठाएगा ना एक बार में. पहले \n, it picked up \n from the standard input stream and printed it and saw that the character was \n. That means end of input. So go away. Bye for now. Let's try this program. Enter. Run. It says hello, and then after printing hello, it is waiting on getChar for you to enter something. I say, how are you? I'll press enter. When I'll press enter, then two things will go, \n, \0. \n will be interpreted as end of input. So if the character is equal to \n, you'll go out of the value. Otherwise, how are you? Everything is read by getChar and printed also. See? Now I say enter. The moment I say enter, it is printed now. So the moment I say enter, it is gone. Okay, it reads and prints. How are you? Enter. This \n shows a new line, empty new line. So how are you? I pressed how are you was buffered in the standard input stream, C, and the moment I pressed enter, the \n was encountered. All the C are one by one going into the process context and are being printed in this loop one by one. Okay, and the moment it encountered \n, it went out of the code. So this is how the do while works. Second thing you learn is, this is how you enter characters, sequence of characters, or this is how you enter strings in C program. You will not use scanf to take a string as an input, because scanf doesn't accept blank spaces. Okay, so we'll see that do while getChar. getChar I've already explained you. So this whole thing, I'm telling about this whole thing. This mechanism is used to take characters or strings as input. Okay, right? Can't use scanf. Function because it scanf does not take blank space as character as input. Okay, instead backslash blank space is treated as end of input. ओके इसलिए scanf स्ट्रिंग्स में यूज नहीं कर सकते, ये वाला मैकेनिज्म यूज करते हैं, डू वाइल वाला, याद रखना इसे आप लोग. ओके राइट, दिस वाज while and do while loops. Both are very similar to each other, isn't it? So that's all I have to tell you about while and do while. Now there is one more looping technique that is called for, where you know exactly how many times you have to repeat. So that for looping technique I'll tell you in the next class. Okay, then you have to do one assignment. Okay, that is very important assignment. If you have any query related to this, you can ask me now.